right? There's a woman in Kfar Chabad. Her name is, what was the name? And the family is Schechter. And this was about, oh, I don't know how long, to tell you the truth. Maybe it was 15 years ago, somewhere around that, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Anyway, she was a teacher in girls' school, talented woman. And suddenly one day she felt something was wrong with her sight. And sure enough, within a very short amount of time, she became blind. She became blind. She went to doctors, of course, and they said there's nothing we can do. They don't know. There's no treatment. We don't have any idea what's happening, but it looks permanent. So she made the best out of it, and she learned how to, get around in her house. And she also even gave classes from the things that she already knew, or other people read to her, and she explained it to others. However, it was, but she was, you can understand. I mean, she was crippled. She couldn't see. She was used to seeing. Anyway, the story got around. People were asked to pray for her, etc. One day knocks on her door, a woman, asks if she can come in. Yes. And she said, I was once, she was very sick. This lady said, I was once very sick. And a friend of hers went and they got $1 from the Rebbe, Lubavitcher Rebbe. And the Rebbe said, there should be a complete healing. And my friend brought me this dollar and I got better. It took a couple of days and suddenly I felt better. That's what the woman says. So every time I heard about anyone that got sick, really sick, and so I would bring them this dollar. And the dollar worked. It's worked. And I heard that you're sick, you're blind. I brought you this dollar. So, but I want the dollar back after you get better. She said, for sure. And what's the question? Okay, good. So she gave her the dollar. Now, this lady, Mrs. Schechter, had never seen before in her life. She had no idea where the woman came from. And she had no idea, how the woman heard that she was sick. But nevertheless, she didn't ask questions. She was very happy. And things get around. People talk about things. Things get around to the right person. Here's the right thing. So she gave her the dollar. It took a couple of days. And after a couple of days, that suddenly, all of a sudden, something happened that her eyes hurt. And she started to see light. And within a day or two, her sight came back. And it was an amazing thing. And I remember it was here in Kfar Chabad that the word spread in Kfar Chabad, just immediately. Everybody just heard about it. And that was right before Shabbat. And after Shabbat, and so he made a huge get together at his house, a big Fabrinah. And sure enough, there was his wife walking around just normal. And there's it. And the dollar said, the next day, this woman came and she said, Mazel Tov, I'm so happy to hear that you're healthy. And I want the dollar back. And he gave her the dollar. She gave her the dollar. And that's it. And the woman went away and she never came back. She didn't leave an address. She didn't leave a telephone number. She didn't know exactly where the woman was and where the woman came from. I mean, she was certainly a woman. It's not some sort of an angel or something that came from heaven. But the idea is that the dollar saved her. The dollar was what brought back her life. How could a thing like that happen? A dollar brings back sight. I mean, you have to have a big operation. Eyes are very, but the whole idea is the Rebbe is a person that's connected to the source of health. And I don't suspect even one moment that I really know what I'm talking about, because I don't know what it means, the source of health and that, but nevertheless, the Rebbe is connected to the source of health. And from that can come health. And there's a lot of stories that I know about people that had, big problems and big health problems, and that they wrote to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe gave them either advice or he gave them a blessing, and they got better. They got better miraculously. And here's a story where the woman got better just from the dollar of the Rebbe. There's people that have dollars of the Rebbe, and from that came the woman was able to see. And I was an eyewitness to this whole business. Right? I heard directly from her husband that she couldn't see, and I went and I saw that she could see. So we see that the world is not as dark and mean as it seems. Have a good day with Mashiach now. Now, tomorrow, what are we going to learn? We're going to learn a sikh of the Rebbe, a speech of the Rebbe, which we'll learn specially tomorrow at 8:15. God bless you. Shalom uvracha.